All right, Camille, a good French name. Since je viens de Montréal, Camille, c'est un bon nom français. We have to go with that. Influencers, sometimes they come in a second, sometimes a lifetime, sometimes you don't even know. And when I speak, I talk a lot about my grandfather as one. Him, my grandmother, my mom, my aunt came from Kiev years ago, and they and Ukraine, and they immigrated to Canada. And when I was 5, I remember my grandfather taking me on walks in the park, and one day I asked him, I called him Zeta, how do you know all these people? Because you talk to everybody, which
Yeah.
probably was the DNA that I got or something. But and he said, I remember him literally doing this. He was holding my hand. He let go of my hand, and he pointed at. They see this guy coming up here. One day, I smiled at him, and he looked up and smiled back at me, and he came over, and we started talking. And someone else saw us smiling and laughing, and came over to him. We became friends. We started doing this and this and this, and I can hear my 5-year-old thinking, this is great. All I have to do is smile in my life and I can do fine. And then you start complicating it as you get older and it's this and that, but then you get a little wiser and you go back to even just a smile does it a lot of
It does.
times. So we've had lots of influencers over time. Can you share two or three that have been influential in your life?
Yeah. The first one would absolutely be my parents. My father was an entrepreneur, and I learned a lot. Although I wasn't taught it, he taught it by me watching him because I
Yeah.
was like, I was the one in sports, so I was like his pal. And I would watch how he did things in the world, how we were never, I was a girl, so I was never taught about money, but I could watch him do the stock market, talk to his brokers, because I was always there in the room, right? So that was really big. And he's the one who said, make sure when you grow up, you are doing something that is passionate. You would do it if you won the lottery. You would still get up and do it tomorrow, right? So money was never your motivator, it was your passion. So he
Mhm.
taught me that early on. And I always did that. And that's why I had this rule 2 years, you move up or you move out. Because if it ain't lighting me up anymore, I'm out. And my mother, who was a stay-at-home mom, but she did not-for-profit work. She was a leader. She was president of every board you could think of. She had a problem with town. She showed up. She got a town pool going. She had 5 kids and she ran everything. So I think I get my leadership honestly from my mother, who probably doesn't even realize it, but yeah.
So,
And
so I just got to interject for saying it's so great to say because I never liked the expression, no, they're a homemaker or whatever. It's not a bad one, but or a housewife type of thing. You know, they're running a whole business in itself.
she she was really probably why I started, like, when I was 21 had extra time. I was like, well, I got to go volunteer. That's just what we did, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I ended up in that whole world. But she could have been an executive director making buku bucks back in the day, but she didn't. That she did everything volunteer. And from like a celebrity, Oprah Winfrey by far, hands down. She was like that one, if they say, like, if you had a bench, if someone alive or dead or can sit with you for five, Oprah was my girl. Like, I have watched Oprah and the way she handled people and cared about people and chose her wording. And it was always to help someone else towards the light, right? Yeah. So a lot of my phrases that I quote are all Oprah Winfrey as well. Yeah. I mean, the others are like Napoleon Hill and Ford and Rockefeller, and like I've studied all of their lives,
Sure.
but I don't know if they're not quite the same influence,
Yeah,
but
but
I've
yeah,
always
they
studied
influence.
success.
And you
Yeah,
know what? You know what we should always keep in mind too is we're always influencing people ourselves too, and sometimes we don't even know it. And it's our choice to be positive or not. And it seems like an easy choice to me, which one you'd want to be, although some people like to influence negatively for various reasons. But we should always remember that. The
yeah,
smile could actually be right time, right place, like big time difference.
absolutely. Absolutely. You're always making a difference and you're always leaving a legacy.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing all that.
you're welcome.